Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Following a critically acclaimed, sold-out run at St. Anne's Warehouse, director Daniel Fish's stunning reimagined production of the Rodgers and Hammerstein classic musical Oklahoma is coming to Broadway's Circle in the Square, where it will open on April 7th. And we're here at Bob's Steak and Chop House, where we caught up with the company.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got it. And I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Everybody all right? Okay, well.
This new groundbreaking curly in Oklahoma. I mean, it's so wonderful to watch you do what you do. I mean, even singing that little ditty here today. I mean, it's totally reinvented, totally outside of the box, but so right now.
Thank you. It's funny. I don't feel like I'm doing anything different. To me, to me, I'm just going straight forward. I take the material at face value, and this is how it speaks to me. And there's no shtick involved. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here, but it's just funny how much that it seems to be what people say this new reinvented thing. And but yeah, to me it just speaks to the brilliance of Rodgers and Hammerstein, because it's just timeless and so human that you can approach it 75 years ago or 75 years from now, and you'll get similar things, I'm sure.
This is really exciting for me. Obviously, the show itself is such a departure from the kind of work that I normally do. The caveat being that we're doing, of course, a reimagined version, and it's much darker and it's much more brutal than I suppose a production of Oklahoma generally is. So that's where I find myself more at home with the production than one would think that I might be in a production of Oklahoma. But I'm so excited. I fell deeply and quickly in love with our production. Basically in the first week of rehearsal, I was really scared heading into it. I really didn't know what I was getting into, and it's weird and it's dark and it's scary. And it's art. It's so exciting to be bringing this kind of art to Broadway.
No, nothing has changed. And I've had several people come who have done Oklahoma, actor friends, who then go home and look at the script because they cannot believe that this is the same thing. They just can't believe it. People who've performed in it, it's wonderfully exciting. I'm thrilled about it, just thrilled.
Joanne Ecolitis is running the theater program at Bard College, and Joanne asked me to come and do a project with her students, and I said I wanted to do Oklahoma. I kind of didn't know why. I just had a sort of instinct about it, and I thought it was a show that I knew well, and I discovered in doing it that I actually didn't know it so well, and I discovered that there was a story in there about community and the role of the outsider that really surprised me, and that's kind of became one of the big ways in for us.
Well, the funny thing is, so this production has its origins in a 2007 student production at Bard College. I was in that production, and I played Judd. And I was, a 21-year-old college student and playing this part, or thinking I was playing this part. And then 8 years later, it came down the pike, Bard SummerScape, and I desperately wanted to be seen for it, and I got seen for it, and it was a completely, growing in this role, growing in this art form with Daniel as my sort of Sherpa has been really an amazing experience. And so to come all the way with it to there is really extraordinary.
I never thought I would play Ado Annie in Oklahoma, let alone on Broadway. I always sort of saw this show as being very traditional and sort of this genre that I didn't fit into. And this revival is so innovative, it is so edgy, it is so relevant, and it's so cool. When I went in to audition for this character, I realized that of course I am Ado Annie. This is a girl who is exploring herself through relationships, discovering her sexuality, and that's me.
When I was a kid, my dream was to be a musical theater actor on Broadway. But then I didn't really get into the musical theater schools. And then I went to Juilliard and studied like the classics and Shakespeare and straight plays. And I kind of gave up the dream of being in a Broadway musical. But this is the perfect vehicle for this to happen for somebody like me, you know, because I don't know. I guess people here are mostly musical theater people, but they also have these like rich, trained acting backgrounds as well.
There was a learning curve of the realism he wanted from it. It's filmic in a way, kind of like TV acting, which I love TV, so this was like coming home to me. And how it's immediate, it's in the moment, it's real, and that's all it is. There's nothing more, there's nothing less, and it's the truth. And the truth of each moment really carries the weight of it all. People think it's this groundbreaking work, which it isn't, but it's also just so simple. If you put nothing on top of it, everything is there in a way. Yeah.
It is very immediate. It is very present. It is very, like, you are plugged in and focused, and everyone is part of the world the entire time. He really casts people that are bringing themselves to each role, so it's really about us making this piece of theater. And he's very much of, like, just say the words and mean it.
It's really nothing that I ever expected. To be in a Broadway musical has been a dream of mine since I was a little bitty child, and I had really said goodbye to it in my heart. And so to be here in a profoundly cool production of a profoundly cool musical is a real dream come true.
You do the Dream Ballet. What is that like, working and dancing to Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein?
I'm about to get emotional. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Like a dream come true. I keep saying that because it's like I've been dancing since I was 3 years old, and you know, watching Oklahoma, and you know, it's part of dance history, and being the fact that I'm in it and I get to do it is just, it's an honor to me. It's such an honor.
You know, I got cast in this thing and I went, I haven't done a musical comedy in decades now, so what's this going to be like? Should be fun. And then we got into rehearsal with Daniel, and I realized, oh, this is going to be a very, very different take on Oklahoma. And it has been such a challenge to explore the darker side of this play and to find the balance between the natural comedy that's written there, you know, but still bringing to the forefront the darkness of this trilogy between Curly and Laurie and Judd, and the sort of tragic ending of that, right? And to find that, tread that sort of tightrope every night with the audience saying, yeah, have a good time, but we got some serious stuff to talk about here as well.
Kindly sing along with me if you know it. Oh, what a beautiful